The decision to move into a rest home is one that's sort of fairly obvious but difficult to accept on a number of occasions for elderly folk. It can be a decision that's made solely by a person who may not have any children. But generally speaking, it's about the family having concerns about their parents and their well-being. I think sometimes that the family feel really guilty about putting their parents into a situation of care, and once they get into the community and understand that there's a good supporting and caring environment, they actually thrive. We didn't have rest homes when I was a kid, and that's what we did as a society. We looked after our elderly in our own homes. The first retirement villages actually grew out of small rest homes. Like a nurse would decide, right, I'm going to take in 10 elderly people, look after them, and so this industry grew from that. I think as part of that evolution, our whole psyche within our country has changed in terms of how we look after our elderly folk. Quite often elderly people tend to not lose interest in cooking, and you know, sometimes when you're sitting at home by yourself and it's mealtime, you can't be bothered cooking. And I think that happens with the elderly a lot, and so their health does suffer because of that. General household cleaning, going out and doing your grocery shopping, remembering that you're supposed to go and see the doctor on a particular day, remembering to take your medication, that's a big one. Ensuring that your personal hygiene is maintained is important. In some situations where we have people that suffer from dementia, those issues can be quite serious in terms of forgetting to turn a stove off, or going wandering and not knowing exactly where you are and how to get home. And in fact, some people obviously have issues in terms of who they are. We tend to cater more for the people who are looking for an independent lifestyle but in need of cares. Quite often we find that people will come to have a look around the apartments who are in the early stages of ageing. And so of course they find it, people find it much easier to change their lifestyles if it's a decision they make as opposed to me having that made for them. We recognise that the elderly people that we work with in the community have a lot to give. They've already given a lot of themselves to New Zealand as a society, and clearly there's a need for us to look after them in their older years.